Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So it's been very long since I have uploaded any video, okay, because the channel now has a lot of content on vocabs, note taking, even the dialogues that you want to practice. So I thought many a times people ask me a lot of questions and sometimes they have to wait for my answers. So I thought it is worthwhile to make some videos on basically what are the most commonly asked questions and answers from the audience. Okay, what doubts do they have in mind and how can it be cleared off using videos itself, so that the process is faster and you need not wait for my answers. So here we go. So let's begin with this. So the first question is, how many repeats can be taken? Okay, and is there any penalty if I take more than one repeat per dialogue? What will happen if I ask for repeat for each segment? Okay, so as you may be aware of, Nati by default gives you one free repeat. That means they won't deduct any marks for that. Okay, in addition to that, yes, you can take more repeats. Okay, and the only thing that you have to keep in mind is that Nati internally has a criteria wherein they check whether the candidate is asking for excessive repeats, and if you are doing so, then they are going to make you fail in that particular criteria, and it may even lead to you failing this particular exam. So you have to be very careful while asking for repeats, and you have to ask it very smartly. Okay, so how many repeats can be taken? So the clear answer is try to stick to one repeat per dialogue. Okay, but in case if you have already taken one repeat and you are stuck in some other segment for which you don't have any idea and there is no other way to go, then go for one more repeat. But I would highly recommend that you keep to 2 repeats maximum, not more than that per dialogue. Okay, is there any penalty? Yes. So how much penalty will be there? So that depends upon the justification of your repeat. Like supposedly if a segment has a lot of information, okay, then of course the marks deducted will be less, because it is very normal for people to ask for repeat in that particular segment. It is very simple. Even Nati has clearly stated that. But if in case it's a very small segment and there is nothing, there is not much information inside it, but still you went for a repeat, so Nati knows that okay, here most of the candidates don't ask for repeat, but this particular candidate has taken, so they are going to deduct little extra marks for that. Okay, so be very careful when you take the free repeat. You can take it anywhere you wish for. Okay, there is no such criteria. But the second repeat, which will lead to mark deduction, you have to be very careful while taking it. Okay, I would ask you, or I would recommend, avoid it, but in worst cases be very careful. Okay, and one more thing, that whenever you do dialogue practice, always make it a habit of taking one repeat. Okay, use it very wisely, because what will happen when you go for the exam, you will be very much trained for it and you will use it very consciously. But if you don't exercise your repeat when you practice, then what will happen, that you will be confused as to where I should use it, and you may just end up using it where it was not at all required, and then you are not left with any repeat. Okay, so make it a habit of using repeats even when you practice. Okay, this is a very important tip that I can give you. Okay, the second is, the last question is, what will happen if I ask for repeat for each segment? So of course I have already answered this. If you're taking too many repeats, Nati already has a criteria wherein they will check that how many repeats a candidate is taking. If he's taking excessive repeats, of course they are going to fail you in that criteria, and it may even lead to you failing the exam. So never do this. Stick to one. In worst cases, go for two. Don't exceed that. That is the tip from my side, that okay, or that this is the advice from my side. Okay, and also practice repeats. It is practice the repeats even when you are practicing dialogues. It is as simple as that. Okay, so now let's move on to the next segment. Okay, so now the first one was about repeat. Now this is corrections. I get a lot of questions regarding corrections. Okay, like how can I correct myself and things like that, and how many corrections can I take. So the first question is, how many corrections can I take? Okay, it is entirely upon you. Okay, NATI has not mentioned anywhere that okay how many corrections can you take. Okay, but first of all you have to understand when should you go for correction. Okay, the correction should only be taken if you have said something wrong, okay, or if you have missed a lot of information and you want to correct yourself. You all know that you have made a mistake and you have the capability of correcting yourself. You should only go for correction. If supposedly you have wrongly pronounced a word, it's okay, let it be. Or if you have missed small one or two words, just keep it as it is. Because if you ask for correction, okay, first of all there is no penalty for correction. Okay, they are not going to penalize you or deduct marks. Okay, but again NATI has another criteria that wherein they check for excessive corrections. If a candidate is taking too many corrections, then they are again going to fail you in that particular criteria, and again it may lead to you failing the exam. So you have to be very wise in terms of when you use corrections and how many corrections you should use. Okay, so how many corrections can I take? The simple answer is try to take maximum 2 or 3, do not exceed that. Okay, if you keep on practicing, then you will you will try to keep it to 2 to 3, and eventually you will feel that okay you don't even need corrections at all. Okay, how to correct myself? The basic answer is okay, you can just say correction, okay, and then you can say whatever you want to or whatever you want to correct. It is as simple as that. Can I correct only a word or a sentence, or do I need to speak the entire segment again? Okay, so now we have understood how many corrections can you take and is there any penalty and how to correct yourself. Now so the last question, so of course you can correct even a single word, or you can even correct a complete sentence also, and you also have the luxury of saying the entire segment again if you wish to correct yourself, or if you wish to say the entire thing again. So you can just say correction, okay, you can correct the word or the sentence, or if you wish to have a differentiation between when you go for correction for the entire segment, just say that okay correction, I would like to say the entire segment again. It is as simple as that. But again, don't misuse it, don't overuse it, okay, because there is a criteria. NATI has a criteria for checking for how many corrections you are taking, whether you are taking excessive corrections or not. Okay, moving on to the third question. This is also something which is coming up a lot, like people are asking me a lot of times, can I take this exam from India? Okay, of course you can take this exam for India, okay, because now NATI has because of the COVID situation, so they have made it online, so you can just sit at your home and you can take this exam. Okay, it's an online exam now. Okay, so you need not travel. Is there any center for it? As I said, that you don't have to go anywhere, you can sit at your home and take this exam. So there is no center as such. Okay, it's an online exam now. Okay, all you need for this is have a Microsoft Teams. They will share you a Microsoft Teams invite. You just click on that 5 minutes before the exam, connect yourself. Okay, you don't even need to download or install Microsoft Teams. Okay, if you have it, well and good. Okay, if you don't have it, once you click on the link, it will navigate you to a browser and it will open it from there. As simple as that. How should I book my exam? Okay, for this I have already uploaded a video of how you can book the online exam. I would recommend you to follow that. Okay, there are screenshots attached, there are some steps outlined clearly, which if you follow you will be successful in booking the exam. And how much is the fees? The fees remains the same. It is still $800, 800 AUD. There is no change with respect to that. Okay, so everything remains same. It's just that now you did not travel, now you need not raise a visitor visa and travel to Australia. Now you can take the exam sitting at your home. Okay, nothing else changes. For more information on how the NATI online exam is conducted, I have another video which says that okay how the NATI online exam is conducted. You can just follow that so that you get a feel of how the exam is going to be, so that you are prepared for it. Moving on to the next question. Can I prepone or postpone my exam date? How many days in advance should I do it? Can I postpone a week before my exam date if I'm not ready? Okay, this is a very important question. I get multiple queries from people regarding the same. Can I prepone or postpone my exam date? Yes, you can prepone or postpone your exam date. It is as simple as that. Initially also you were able to do it. But the thing is that there was a criteria that okay, there used to be 5 weeks window where you can prepone or postpone your exam. Now that has been reduced to till you get a Microsoft Teams invite, okay, or till they send you the final invite, which is mostly not before 1 week of your exam date, okay. Sometimes it is even 1 day or 2 days before the exam date. So till you get that final invite, okay, you can prepone or postpone your exam. Okay, how many days in advance should I do it? I have already answered this, that okay, till you get the final invite. Ideally, whenever you book the exam date, you will get an invite also, it's fine, but there is a final invite that comes to you, okay, which has all the details about the exam, okay, some minute details which are required. So till you get that mail, you can do it. Can I postpone a week before? I have already answered. Yes, you can even postpone a week before your exam date, okay. You can do that, okay. You can do it until you get the final invite. As simple as that, okay. And how to do it? It is as simple as that. Go to manage tests, go log into your account, go to manage tests and just check for dates. Nowadays NATI is releasing many dates, okay. If you want to write the exam just 1 week or 2 weeks after, you can still get a date. So I would recommend you all to book a date, okay, and as and when you are ready, you can prepone or postpone it, okay. You can prepone it, as simple as that. Question number 5, okay. Do I need to go for coaching? If not, then how to prepare by myself? Where should I start from? How many days of preparation is required to clear this exam? Okay, do I need to go for coaching? It's your personal choice. If you want to, you can of course go for it, as simple as that. But one thing is for sure, coaching does not guarantee that you are going to clear the exam, okay. It is only if you work hard and practice dialogues, okay, and get fluent as you practice, then only you will be able to clear the exam. Coaching does not guarantee that. Of course they will help you, okay, be persistent in your efforts, but you also need to put effort from your side. It is as simple as that. I am not against coaching, I am not against anything, okay, but no one can guarantee you. If someone guarantees you that okay, if you join our coaching center, we will guarantee you clear the exam, okay, if you don't study, it is not going to happen, as simple as that, okay. You have to study yourself, you have to practice the dialogues yourself, you have to learn the vocabs yourself, okay. Everything you have to do it yourself. They will just enable you, they will give you the materials, okay, and they will have weekly sessions wherein they will practice dialogues, okay. It's as simple as that. But they cannot make you do it, they cannot make you clear the exam. You have to study on your own, as simple as that. If not, then how to prepare by myself, okay. So I have a YouTube channel, okay, and it has helped many people, more than 150-200 people to clear the exam, okay. So basically how to do that, okay. So I have also uploaded a video in which many people were asking me like, okay, there are many videos now, but what is the pattern that we should go ahead with? So I have uploaded a video which is the 1 month plan to crack NATI. If you follow that religiously, okay, for 1 month, I can assure you that okay, you are going to clear this exam, because it has worked. Why I can assure you is because it has worked for everyone else, nothing else, okay. So this is how you can prepare it. It is clearly outlined over there. Where should I start from? As I said, you can start it from the 1 month plan. Just follow it, okay, for 1 month religiously, okay. Don't procrastinate it. Just do it, okay, for 1 month, and you will see the changes, and you will feel that you are very much prepared for the exam, and you will surely rock it. How many days of preparation is required to clear this exam? I have already mentioned it is a 1 month plan. So ideally 1 month is good enough to prepare yourself, and another 7 days to 10 days or 15 days, okay, just to make sure that okay, you practice some more, you give some more mock tests, you practice even some more during the later stages of your preparation. And then maybe like if I say that it is a 1 month plan, but it is a very laid back plan, when it only requires like okay, 1 hour to 1.5 hours of your daily effort. So if you are willing to study for 3 to 4 hours every day, that 1 month plan can be reduced to 20 days. So ideally 1 month should be a good enough time, but if you want to have some buffer, okay, then you can go for 40 days or 45 days, okay. Okay, let's move on. Can I, okay, this is a personal question where I mean people keep on posting it, so I just want to make it clear via this particular video. Can I get PDF version of your vocabs? Okay, first of all, okay, I do not have the PDF version. Okay, it's all there in the videos. I have PPTs for it. Okay, but I don't think PPTs are going to help you because anyways it is there in the YouTube channel. Okay, so and moreover, why I don't encourage people studying or reading from PDFs is that this is a listening exam. First of all, you have to understand that in the exam also you'll be listening to the dialogues, you'll be listening to words. So it's very important to have audio even when you learn vocabs or even if you hear it. Okay, it's not why how reading comes into effect is that when you have a writing exam, you suppose read it and then when you write it you have ample time to do it. This is a listening exam. Your brain has to accustom to listening that particular word and knowing that what it means or what it translates to. Okay, so you have to listen to it. Okay, then only you will be very much effective. Otherwise many people come that okay, I have done around 800 words but I cannot remember half of it, what should I do? So I ask them, the first question is, how did you study the vocabs? Did you listen to it or did you read it? And most of the times the answers are I read it. So that is why, I mean, if you read it, you will keep on forgetting, because when you practice dialogues, it is so fast that you won't be able to remember them because you just read them. Okay, it is not there in your, I mean, it's there in your brain, but your ears are not accustomed to hearing and then your brain answering it. That pattern is not there. You have your sight where you are seeing and then you are answering. But this is a listening exam, you don't see anything. So that is why it is very important to listen to vocabs, okay, and then learn it. Can I get the transcripts in text for all the dialogues? Again, everything is there in YouTube. If you try to follow the transcript, you are just going to make your preparation more difficult. Okay, this is just an exam where you need to convey the information, okay, in a meaningful manner. Don't try to, whenever I prepare videos, I have ample time, so I try to correct myself and make it more precise for the audience. But if I try to practice dialogues, of course I won't be able to match the kind of words that I use even in my videos. So you just have to understand that you have to convey the meaning, that's it. You don't have to match word by word. Okay, and transcript is not going to help you as such. Transcript is only there to let you know that okay, what my interpretation would be. Okay, but if you are able to convey it in a simpler manner, well and good. You don't need to match the words. Okay, you just need to match whether the meaning was conveyed or not. That's it. Okay, so of course transcript won't help you, and moreover all my videos have all the answers, all the transcript. You can follow it. It's very well placed. Do you have some other materials? Okay, first of all, if you practice all the vocabs and the 61 dialogues that I have, you don't need anything else. Okay, I can vouch for it. Many people have given me this feedback that I practice 60 dialogues and it's more than enough, and they have easily cleared the exam. After practicing 60 dialogues, you are going to feel that okay, you are very much prepared for the exam. Some people even after practicing 61 dialogues, they again revise everything. So that is also one thing that you can do. Okay, you can just keep on revising it, and it may happen that I upload more dialogues going ahead. So if you have more, then of course I'll upload it. Okay, I have it, but I just feel that okay, now 61 is kind of, I mean, a good number for helping people to clear the exam. So if I feel that okay, maybe I can put some variety of dialogues, okay, I can upload some more, I will surely do that. But till then, just follow the 61 dialogues, it's more than enough. I am a non-native speaker, so can I clear this exam? Okay, very interesting question. Okay, very difficult to answer. I can understand, I can be very sympathetic towards non-native speakers because I am myself very bad at learning languages. Okay, and if I would have been given this Herculean task of learning a new language and clearing the exam, which even the normal people have a tough time, okay, doing it. Okay, when I say tough time, it is during the initial phases. I can understand what you all must be going through. Okay, I can only be very sympathetic towards it. But yeah, there have been multiple instances, okay, among my group, okay, the people whom I know, where there have been non-native speakers and they were able to do wonderfully well in this exam. So the simple answer is you can clear this exam. How should I do it? How many days do I need to prepare for this exam? Okay, how should I do it? The plan remains the same. It is a 1 month plan. Okay, but for you maybe because for you it's a completely different language, So you can just extend it to maybe instead of 30 days, okay, you can extend it to 40-45 days, okay, because you need some more time to get adjusted to a new language or to a new set of vocabulary or to new, or I mean it takes time for you to grasp everything because everything is new for you. For native speakers, maybe they will not remember it, but somewhere those words are there in their mind. They might be knowing more than 50% of it, but for you it's a completely different skill set. So of course you need more time. So what I would suggest you is that have 2 months buffer, okay, have 2 months, whenever you start preparing, have 2 months in your hands, okay. First 1 month just try to follow it religiously, the 1 month plan, and the next 1 month try to just do as much as you can, try to revise it, keep on doing it, okay. Have you can even join the Telegram group or wherein we conduct weekly sessions, okay, and I will try my very best to help you in every possible way, okay. And you can even connect with other non-native speakers, and you can form pairs or groups, and you can practice so that you can get instant feedback from each other, okay. So this is how I would recommend you to do it. Of course, but you can do it. All the people who are non-native speakers have come in touch with me, okay. I have just tried to guide them in the best way I could, okay, and they have cleared this exam, okay. So of course the simple answer is you can do it, okay. Okay, so this is another question. My LOT language other than English is not Hindi, okay, so how will your videos be able to help me? How should I prepare for LOT other than Hindi? Okay, okay, so the people who, there are many people, okay, whom I know, okay, have learned a lot from my videos in spite of their LOT not being Hindi. There has been French, Tamil, okay, there has been Telugu, okay. Telugu is, they have not given the exam yet, but they are trying to learn as of now as I am speaking. So there has been Chinese, there has been Spanish, okay, so Russian, okay. People have tried to reach me, okay, and there was, I mean, when I say for French, okay, there was one girl who actually scored 82 in French just by following my videos. So my videos will of course be able to help you. How to do it now, I'll tell you. So of course Hindi is not relevant to you because your LOT is not Hindi, but I have the English segments in all my, I mean, if supposedly you imagine that there are 12 segments in a dialogue, all 12 of them are actually there even in English. So what you can do is you can try translating from English to your other language, okay. That is a very good form of practice. Now if you want to practice the other way from your language to English, what you can do, you can use a tool which is called Google Translate. In Google Translate you can just copy paste the text that is there, okay, or you can ask someone else to do it on your behalf, okay, and just play the voice, okay. You can just play the voice. There is a voiceover option in Google Translate, and it will say it in your language, and then you can just try to translate it to English. But so I mean, saying all this, it is little tiring, but of course you can do it. And they actually scored 82, more than 80, just by following the videos on my YouTube channel, okay, and they just try to translate it. And of course I was there to help them with anything that was possible from my end, okay. I even translated some dialogues to French or to Spanish, or even though I didn't knew whether it was correct or not, so I used to just give it to them so that they can practice it. So of course any help that can be given from my side, I will do it, okay. How should I prepare for LOT other than Hindi? I have already mentioned how you can do it, okay. Next question. When should I start translating in the exam? Very important question. After every segment you will be hearing a chime sound, which is usually 1 second. There is a 1 second delay between the sentence, I mean after the end of the sentence or after the end of the segment and the chime sound, there is 1 second delay, and you are expected to start translating only after that, okay. And you are given maximum of 5 seconds within which you have to start translating, okay. So this is the rule from Nati side. So what if I am taking more than 5 seconds to start my translation? It's okay. If you keep on practicing more, you will be well within the rules. But even if you're taking more than 5 seconds, they are going to warn you if it is repetitive, okay. If it's just 1 or 2 segments, it's okay. But if it is a repetitive behavior from your side, they are going to warn you, after which you will be penalized. But if you keep on practicing dialogues, okay, the 61 dialogues if you practice, I can assure you that you will be well within the rules, okay. Will there be any penalty? As I said, okay, if it is a repetitive behavior and if they have already warned you, of course next time onwards they might be deducting. Okay, it's a might. It completely depends upon them. Okay, but and that too, like, okay, it's if it is 6 seconds, 7 seconds, it's fine. But if it is like 10 seconds or 12 seconds, you are not saying anything, then that is very troublesome. Okay, so you have to just correct yourself over there. Okay, and just after the chime sound, take a pause, maybe 2 to 3 seconds, and start speaking. Don't try to wait for 5 seconds or something. Okay, so then last final question in this particular Q&A volume 1 is, will we get such lengthy segments in the real exam? Okay, there has been multiple comments in my YouTube videos asking the same, that okay, your segments are very lengthy, are we going to get such segments in the real exam? Because and they have a very fair point, because NATI website says that the segment length cannot be more than 35 words. Okay, then why do I need to practice such lengthy dialogues or such lengthy segments? Very good question. Okay, I am in constant touch with people who are giving exams, and I am personally guiding them also. Okay, and there has been occurrences, or there are multiple dialogues where segments are more than 35 words. Okay, so you cannot take any chances. That is the first point. Okay, because you will be preparing only with dialogues where segments are less than 35 words, and if it crosses the threshold of 35 words, then you will panic and you won't be able to do a good job. And you cannot even complain to NATI saying that okay, in my exam the dialogue length, the segment length was more than 35 words. It is just a norm that they have placed, but it is not like okay, every dialogue will follow that. So there are multiple dialogues. The people have got multiple dialogues where the segment length was much more than 35 words. People have got 4 to 5 such lengthier segments in some dialogues. Some people did not even get one, but in some dialogues there were 4 to 5 such lengthier segments. So you cannot take any chances. It is as simple as that. Okay, what is the use of practicing with lengthier segments or lengthier dialogues? Now I am going to tell you. So it is like you are training your brain. Okay, if I want to run a marathon, okay, or if I want to run, supposedly not a marathon, supposedly I want to run 400 meters. Am I only going to practice 400 meters? No, I am going to first build my stamina, okay, so that I will be able to run 400 meters in the fastest way possible. I cannot directly start running very fast. I have to build my stamina first. So this is where this lengthier dialogues will build your stamina. Okay, they will train your brain to work extra hard. Okay, of course you will struggle, but your brain will be well equipped after a certain number of dialogues that you practice, maybe 30, 40 or 50. Your brain will start accommodating that, okay, yeah, it will be constantly getting that food, so it will be like, okay, it will be very much aligned to it, that okay, it will be in a shape where it will be able to translate segments which are more than 35 words, maybe 40 words, 45 words, 50 words, 55 words also. Okay, depending on like, okay, what kind of dialogues you practice. So the advantage of this is that now when you go for exam, supposedly if you get lengthiers, if you get segments shorter than 35 words, so you will find the exam very easy. And the worst enemy in this particular exam is nervousness. Okay, you have to feel confident when you are there, when you are giving the exam. So because the segment length will be shorter than 35 words, you will feel very much confident within yourself, and it will help you, clear the exam with ease. It will be like a piece of cake for you. Now take the second situation, wherein some of the segments are more than 35 words. If you have only practiced for shorter segments, you may panic, saying that okay, now I am not trained for such kind of lengthy segments. But in case if you have prepared for lengthier segments, then you already know how to translate it, and you won't panic. You won't get nervous. You will be very much composed, and you will be able to do it effectively. So we are trying to train our brain very hard, okay, by pushing ourselves, okay, so that when we go for the exam, no matter whatever comes in the exam, we are prepared for it. In fact, we have prepared much more than what can be there in the exam. Okay, we have developed the skill that is actually required for a translator, and that is what my intention always have been, not just to help you clear the exam, but to make you a good translator. Okay, so of course for this you need to prepare even lengthier segments. It is a must, and till now we have got a very good record in terms of people clearing the exam. As I said, there are more than 150 to 200 people who have cleared the exam. I mean, we have got, I don't remember people have failed the exam until unless, I mean, they have really struggled from the initial stages itself, and they didn't approach me personally, say asking for help. If you approach me, I will try everything within my reach to help you and to make you very good at translation, and that is going to help you clear the exam. Okay, so these are some of the very frequently asked questions, especially in the comment section or even in the Telegram group that we have. Okay, so I thought that okay, it makes sense to put a video on top of it. Okay, so that I mean not wait for my answers and you can get it. So likewise, depending upon what kind of questions you put in the comment section of this particular video when I upload, so I'll be coming up with the next volume, and I just hope that okay, this helps you. Okay, get all your queries answered. Okay, and if you have any issues, you can of course approach me on Telegram. You will be able to find the Telegram link, a Telegram group link, in the description of this video and even the other videos that are already there. So I will urge you to reach me, because I am trying to help many people. 50, I mean, in every weekend session that I conduct, there are more than 50 people. There are around 50 people over there. Okay, and people are doing a wonderful job trying to learn and get better, and that is why I mean that is my only role, is to guide you. That is what I'm going to do, as simple as that. Okay, so with this I would close this video. Thank you so much for your time. Okay, I know it's a lengthy one, but it is very much required to make you understand what all things are there and how you can overcome it. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Okay, it will really help you. Okay, as it is helping a lot of people. And also share the content with other NAATI aspirants so that they can get all the help that they require. Okay, so thank you once again. Have a nice day. Bye bye guys.